A visit from Child Protective Services, or CPS, is always very stressful, but unprepared parents regularly make 3 fatal mistakes that make things so much worse. This is a video that all parents need to see, so be sure to watch to the end. I'm Nicole from Low Income Relief, where we help millions of families save money, get free stuff, and make ends meet. Before we begin, it's important for you to know that I am not a lawyer or a social worker. I am a researcher. That being said, everything in this video has been thoroughly fact-checked and corroborated by my personal experiences with CPS. In this video, we'll present 3 common mistakes that most parents make with CPS. For a list of 5 common mistakes and a list of what caseworkers can and cannot do according to the law, be sure to visit our website at lowincomerelief.com/CPS-facts. Mistake number 1, talking too much. Breathe, be calm, and be quiet. I know how it feels. You feel that sudden rush of adrenaline. You feel accused, shameful, inadequate, upset, and under attack. You may even feel angry, especially if you think you know who made the call, and especially if that call was made maliciously. But stay calm. Don't show your anger or anxiety, and no matter how hard it is, do not defend yourself. The more you say, the more they'll know, so do not volunteer information for any reason. Most CPS referrals are very vague, but once the investigation has begun, they're looking for anything that might be a concern, and they'll investigate whatever they find. So the best defense is a closed mouth. Mistake number 2, letting them in the house. Unless they have a warrant or there is an obvious emergency, they cannot force themselves into your home. Even if a police officer is present, they can only enter your home if you consent, if they have a warrant, or if they hear or witness an emergency situation. So don't consent to let them into your home. You have the right to refuse, and you don't need to explain why. Remember, no is a complete sentence. Whatever you do, don't explain why you don't want them in the house. Avoid saying things like, "It's a mess right now," or "We were sick last week and I haven't had the chance to tidy up." Depending on the allegations, you could be strengthening the case against you. Mistake number 3, not asking questions. When CPS showed up at our home after we hosted a large Memorial Day party in 2017, I was dazed and confused. When the caseworker left, I immediately called an attorney, and then I realized just how much I didn't know. I didn't know the investigator's name. I didn't know her badge number. I didn't know what I was accused of. I didn't know anything really, except that this woman showed up at my house and said she needed to see my home and my kids, and I was scared. And I was so scared that I didn't think to ask any questions. That's obviously not good. So here are a few questions that you absolutely need to have answered, and be sure to record or write down the answers so that you don't forget. First, you need to see that person's ID and proof that they work for the agency they're claiming to work for. You should also ask, what is the name and phone number of your supervisor? And perhaps most critically, you need to ask, what are the exact allegations that have been made against me? It's also helpful to ask, do you have a warrant to search my home or speak to my children? Federal law gives you the right to know the exact nature of the allegations against you. If they say something vague like child abuse or environmental neglect, demand specific answers. Sometimes they'll be very reluctant to tell you exactly what the accusations are, but you have the legal right to know. In our case, someone had accused us of having animal feces all over our house. I laughed when I heard that because our only pet at the time was a turtle who lived in an aquarium tank that we regularly cleaned. We didn't have any other animals. The accusation literally did not make any sense whatsoever, and it was easy to get the case thrown out once we knew what we were being accused of. That's all we're going to cover in this video, but for a list of 5 critical mistakes that most parents make and a list of what caseworkers can and cannot do, be sure to check out lowincomerelief.com/CPS-facts. Best of luck to you.